Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of Let's Play Curse of Saria. This is just going to be a redo of the last 3 boss fights. So if you want to see me get further in the game, feel free to skip this video entirely. In the last couple of videos I fought 2 of the hardest bosses in the game so far. And in between them, Cerberus, an optional boss that, while not hard, was a very long battle. So in the actual video footage that I've put up on YouTube, there are several cuts during all 3 of those boss battles. So I decided to redo them just for the benefit of those people who would like to see, from beginning to end, in a single take, each of those 3 boss battles. It also turned out that the extra potions and revives I bought before my successful attempt at the Dark Transient were not necessary, and since I leveled up while getting those, this time round I'm going to do all 3 boss fights with my highest character not going above level 25. So the first, the Dark Returner, perhaps the easiest of the 3 once you've gotten on to the trick of using virus status. It goes into storing energy mode, and during this mode you have to hit it, otherwise it will do a very deadly attack. And when it comes out of storing energy mode, so I'm going to hit it with... I forgot. Ivy needs to inflict virus on herself first. Anyway, I attack the Dark Returner, so I've done just over 2,000 damage. And I think that's reasonable. I'm going to switch in Tara. I'm not sure what Tara and Liana can usefully do at this point. I don't want to over-damage it, but when it unleashes its stored energy, if I've done about 2,000 to it, it does about 500 back to me, and that's well within the threshold that I can easily heal up. So Ivy infects herself, and next time she has a turn, she will hit the Dark Returner. I don't need to waste a hyper potion on this. Potion plus is fine. She hits the Dark Returner, inflicting it with the virus status, which turns off its auto-regen. And that was a silly mistake. I didn't need to heal Ivy, or rather healing her doesn't do any good. So it's now storing energy. I'm just going to charge up with Ivy so that she's ready to recast virus. Attack with Tara. That was a fairly low damage amount, so I'm going to switch Alicia for Liana and attack with her as well. The key is that I don't ever want to have Alicia in the attacking party because it risks her getting a critical. So Ivy should charge up to be ready to recast virus. I don't know whether you noticed this, but in the successful attempt in my last video, the virus does wear off after a time, and near the end of my successful attempt I tried to re-inflict virus with Ivy after it had worn off on her, but hadn't noticed that. Fortunately, I was able to end the battle at that point anyway. Rather than Potion Plus, I'm going to Hyper Potion Liana, because I'd like to get both of them to full health as quickly as possible so that Harley has time to scan, because I want to see where the Dark Returner's HP is up to. And now I'll use their turns to Potion Plus Harley. Once Ivy gets another turn, switch Alicia back in. Okay, storing energy. So I've done nearly 3,000 damage to it so far. So don't attack with Alicia. I'm going to switch Amanda in and use magical attack. Those, I think, cannot critical. Okay, I'll risk attacking with Liana. Yeah, I didn't get a critical. And I'll haste one other party member, so it's easier for me to heal up. I'm playing this very safe, so it is expensive on hyper potions. But because I'm not attacking at all before storing energy restarts, I have plenty of turns to use potion pluses, which are much cheaper to restock. Okay, storing energy now. Okay, that was a critical, which I don't necessarily want. Switch Ivy in at this point, and because she has the highest max HP, so just in case I've done too much damage, and yes, I have. Virus came off, so it's a good thing I have Ivy in the current party. I'll need her to... Oh, and in fact, Ivy's virus is also worn off. I'm not sure if virus wears off while the party member is out of the active party. So I'll want to use Ivy's turn to re-inflict herself with virus and then attack. And I forgot that it was in storing energy phase already, so that was a bad mistake. But these mistakes happen, and assuming that I do succeed on this attempt, at least you can get an idea of how I can recover from mistakes and win the battle nonetheless. Potion Jug, that's a good idea because I have 3 members who are all low on HP. Ivy, of course, can't recover because she has the virus status. It's now not in storing energy phase, so I need to wait. Well, I don't necessarily need to wait, because one other possible strategy is to try to damage it in the phase when it's not storing energy. It will counterattack all the time in that phase, but you can just accept the damage. Yet again, I did a bit too much. So I've taken away just over half its total HP. I should win from here, but I'm going to have to be more careful. So at this point, I'm not even going to attack with Liana. I'll just use her turn to heal Tara. Okay, and that meant it did damage well within the bounds that I can reasonably heal. Virus came off, so get Ivy back in as quickly as possible. Yet again, her own virus has come off, so I think the virus status comes off after a certain number of turns, even while she's outside the front row, but I don't know for certain. Okay, that's about 2/3 of its HP gone. I'm pretty sure I can win from here. Harley's MP is very low, so at some point soon I'm going to have to throw him a Liquor Plus. Those are also expensive, but you know I can deal with that. Now at this point I do have the choice. I could put Alicia back in and try to take its HP down to 0 before it unleashes its energy, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play safe and finish it off next time. Pity that Amanda was wiped out, but I can deal with that, because I am going to finish it off, or I'm pretty sure I can, within the next phase, so I don't even need to worry about healing up. Just in case it goes wrong, I'll certainly heal up Tara, who's my highest HP user, especially as that, so to speak, is a free heal because it doesn't use up any items. Okay, storing energy, so we've got to take out 4,000 HP. 3,200, switch in Alicia. About 1,500. 900, one Faria should do it. And that is a Dark Returner fight at level 25 with all 7 characters alive to receive AP. So next up is Cerberus. Before this battle I've done the same thing I did in my main video sequence, and that is to sell all but one of my Ice Proofs and Death Touches so as to restock on Hyper Potions and Revives. So this is a battle of attrition. I've got to lay as much damage on as I can because every 4 turns he will heal himself for about 6,000, and because of that it's important to get my whole party hasted. So first have Harley haste himself, switch Alicia back in so she can get that steal. The turbo boost is very important because I need that for the Dark Transient fight. There are only 2 available up to this point in the game. One is that one from Cerberus, the other is in the chest in between Dark Returner and Dark Transient. I can't remember if any of these special attacks work, but we'll try. Oh, Weaken and Meltdown, excellent. That's not very nice. I was going to use Amanda's turn to switch for Vincent because right now 2 physical attackers are in my party, so I could buff both at once, but it's now necessary to revive Tara. Harley will haste Alicia. That is the she has the most she has the highest ability, she can get the most turns, so that's the most useful in terms of inflicting further damage. Right, now we'll get Vince in and start buffing. Good. Cerberus chose to attack 3 different people, so I have plenty of time to so I just need to heal each of them. I don't need to revive and then heal. Also, his next 2 turns will be status, followed by healing himself, so I have plenty of time to heal up. And to use another level of buff. Okay, I'm glad you used 2 statuses on Harley because a single quick fix will take both out. Oh no, one of them was slow. To deal with that I need to have him rehaste himself, and obviously also rehaste Tara. At this point I'll switch Vince for Amanda and start using some magical attacks. Then I'll switch another character for Vince so he can buff her magic, and also Harley's. On Harley's turn he must haste himself, so I'll take a turn to Hyper Potion him. And as I mentioned, switch Vince back in so he can get magic buffs on Amanda and Harley. Ouch. Amanda's rather vulnerable, so I'm just going to switch Tara back in. She is slowed at the moment, so if I get a chance, I'll use Harley's turn to re-haste her. Liana hasn't been buffed, so it would be nice to use another character. None of those are any good. Actually, Stand Ground is good because that gets counter-attack on her as well, and I'll do it with Tara too. Silence on my physical attacker, wonderful. Silence on Harley is much more serious, so let's get that off. Melodic notes. What was I going to do with Harley's turn? Well, I will haste Liana. She's the only one who's not hasted, and then Liana can use her turn to heal Tara. As I said, silence on Tara doesn't matter, she's a physical attacker. Zombie on Alicia does matter, so let's get that off. I can't remember whether I've used Stand Ground with both Tara and Liana. I'll take a turn to do it anyway. And now that Harley has nothing else to do, I'll finally get off a scan so we can see how far into the fight we are. Okay, all the way down to 30,000, so this is going well. All my party are at full strength. I'm going to switch Vince in so he can buff Liana. Great, 2 of his attacks went to Harley, so a single Hyper Potion will get him back to full strength. And I may as well haste Vince. That gives me the chance to get more buffs on, although I'm nearing the end of the fight, so that's not as important. 10,000. I don't think I can finish him off before the next time he cures himself, but even... Oh, actually, this is the magical attack round. So yeah, I think I can. Use Vince's turn to revive Liana. Next turn will... Cerberus's turns will be status. Yeah, we've got this. In fact, I'll even switch Harley for Tara so as to get more damage on. And since his HP is only 120, I'll let Vince have the honour. So Cerberus is not all that difficult, just lengthy, and it gives the auto shield, which is so important for the Dark Transient fight. So before the Dark Transient, I've done the same reorganisation as in the main video series. Alicia has Sensor rather than Counterattack. Ivy lost her HP plus 25 in favour of Spirit plus 10. Since it's not possible at this point in the game to get back to Taspia to get more HP plus 25s, that freed up one for... not for Harley, who already had his equipped, but for Tara. And Harley loses MP plus 25% in favour of auto shields. I've also restocked a little on hyper potions using the money I had available. I'm just going to hope that this is enough. Obviously, it is possible to grind for money without gaining experience by entering battles, stealing and then fleeing, but that's a boring process, so I don't want to do that unless it's absolutely necessary. The Dark Transient fight does have a fair bit of luck in it in terms of which party members get afflicted with zombie and poison status and which ones he chooses to use his physical attack on. So I'm going to stop the recording here so that this introductory segment is saved, and I'll resume recording when I'm at the start of the fight. On the way to the battle, I had a random encounter with a blade, so I wanted to steal the Death Touch from it so as to get a bit more money for restorative items. And then I obviously escaped from the battle. And it turns out that if you escape while Vince's buffs are active, they remain active and you can save them to your characters. That may be a bug, but since this is a very difficult fight, and since it was an accident, I wasn't deliberately trying to take advantage of that, I'm just going to take it. So, same strategy as before. Use Alicia's first turn to use one turbo boost to haste Harley. There are only 2 available up to this point. I don't know if they are available later in the game. So they are obviously very precious, but you know, the point of them is to be saved for difficult boss fights. This is the most difficult boss fight so far, so absolutely the right choice to use it. Breaker attack to allow him to be damaged. Haste Alicia. Transient's first turn is always a physical attack. Get off another buff. Next turn will be Taste of Hell, which zombifies the active party members and does some damage. So, just planning ahead, Harley's turn will go to healing Alicia. For the other turns, I can just go wild with physical attacks, but first I do need that steal. And on Vince's turn, since Alicia has 2 levels of attack buff, I'm going to use a magic buff which will help Harley's healing. Okay, quick glance at the results. Everyone got zombied, which is great because zombie allows them to survive Deathly Rain. Alicia and Vince got poison, so I want that off as quickly as possible. Alicia has the strongest attack, so I want to use Liana. Oh, well, I need to look ahead and remember that I need to change my party members around. A dish just fell over. I hope that didn't come through in the recording. I need to change my party members around so that Harley, I guess Harley and Vince are out for trauma. So I can definitely afford to use that turn. Now let's look. You can see that the order changes. If I use Curia now, that would mean Harley doesn't get another turn before trauma. But if I use a first tier cure, he does. And in fact, Asuna gives him another turn even sooner, and that's what I actually want to use because that takes poison off. Resets its shield, but that's fine because I'm putting Tara in anyway. And Vince can use his turn to take off his own poison. So that was a powerful trauma. Let's switch Harley back in because he has haste. I can't do anything about Tara now. So I'll revive Vince. Switch for Alicia. And I can see that they'll each get one turn before the next attack, which will be Eclipse. What's the best way to do this then? Because I think I'll just use Alicia to attack and Harley to heal Vince and hope that things work out. Okay, everyone survived. Next turn will be a physical attack, then the turn after will be Deathly Rain. So let me just check which zombified characters I have still. Well, Tara won't survive Deathly Rain even though she's zombified because she has very low HP, so the best I can hope for is Alicia and Harley surviving. And they both have haste anyway, so I don't really need to think about that. So just revive Liana and get some more physical attacks going. Also switch Vince for Tara for even more physical attacks. Nice critical. So I was going to... Transient will do another physical attack before it does Deathly Rain. So use Harley's turn to get Vince in for rebuffs on Tara and Liana. Resets its shields, so I'll use Alicia's turn to Hyper Potion Vince, just in case he gets hit with a physical attack. No, it was Liana. Bother. So I need Harley in the party because Deathly Rain is coming. And I'm just going to physical attack as much as possible until then, so I may as well haste Tara in the hope that gives her an extra turn, and it does. Whoever's in the fourth slot is going to die anyway, so let's get Amanda in for even more damage. Okay, I did the best I could. I've got 2 hasted characters who are still alive. However, Alicia's HP is getting very low, so this is the point where I take off her zombie so I can heal her up. I could consider doing the same for Harley, but he has shield and 2 defense buffs, and I think he's going to be okay. Next thing Transient does is a physical attack, so I have a bit of time to prepare for the next trauma. So I will revive Tara. Harley can heal her up. No, healing Alicia is higher priority. And then use all turns for physical damage. Reset its shields, so greater attack. And it went down. So that was a somewhat disappointing end to the fight because Amanda wasn't revived in time to get the 100 AP. Of course, I do have them in the main game, which I'm going to use as my save going forward. But there you are. That is how all 3 of those bosses can be beaten with a level 25 party. So if you have watched this, see you soon for the continuation of the main series.